I'm just going to say it straight up. I used to hate Lisa. A lot. I started stanning Blackpink in December of 2017, and I didn't like Lisa up until around 2 months ago. Out of all the Blackpink solo stans, I think Lisa's are the absolute worst. Their behavior was always extremely out of line and just outright bitter. They always tore down the other girls to build her up, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't like Lisa. Her solo stans hyped her in such a weird and glorified way that I just couldn't understand, so I thought she was overrated. Her stans would continuously make everything about her, so frankly I just got tired of her. I started to like Lisa when she became a judge on that Chinese Idol show. I got to see her for who she really was and not who her stans made her out to be. Lisa is really sweet, beautiful, and charming. She's also extremely talented. She deserves better stans. When I first got into BTS, I thought Jin was super self-centered and arrogant because of the way he would talk about his looks. I've come to realize that it's just his humor, and sometimes it's okay to love yourself and have confidence. I used to not like him at all, but now he's my bias wrecker. Oops.
네, 저는 잘생겼습니다. 네. 2017 KBS 가요대축제는
I hated Kai for the longest time when I first got into EXO, mostly because the first time I saw him, he was in dreads for the Coco Bop music video, and I don't like cultural appropriation. I thought he tried too hard to be overly sexy, and I hated his dancing style because it seemed a bit out of balance. I still kinda feel that way now. I also just thought that his confidence was extreme arrogance.
근데 이게 남자랑 여자랑 그 남자 안무를 저희는 하니까
네.
저는 솔직히 별로 안 힘들거든요.
I've come to realize that Kai is actually a lot sweeter than his stage persona. He's very childish and fun. I still don't really like his dancing or the dreads though. I used to hate Yoo Jae-im a lot. I thought his singing was a bit try-hard, like he was trying to sound like someone he was not. I don't like that he's a Chris Brown stan, and his aggressively sexual dances made me so unbelievably uncomfortable. Anyways, these days I think Yoo Jae-im is really funny and his voice suits Just 2's music so well. I love Just 2. I thought Momo was overhyped by her stans. They would constantly say things like she's the best dancer in K-pop today, and even though I like her now, it's still a stretch. As a main dancer, Momo doesn't really stand out as much and her freestyling skills aren't impressive. But Momo is a sweet person, with the cutest voice and the most iconic lines. She's really pretty, and she seems like a genuine person. I didn't like Yeri because I thought she wasn't trying hard enough. When I first got into Red Velvet, there were a lot of articles where Yeri said she liked hanging out with her friends instead of practicing, and honestly, Yeri doesn't have the best dancing skills and SM rappers in general aren't very good, so I guess that also influenced my view of her. Yeri is actually a really kind person, and she's still very young. She has improved her skills a lot and she's also a pretty good vocalist too. I love Yeri. I used to think that Jonghyun was really fake and just a bad friend. The way he was talking about the everyone's visuals just made me very uncomfortable. It came off as very rude and arrogant, especially towards the other group members. I don't hate him anymore, but he's also not my favorite member or anything like that. At first, I thought Sugar was just so sketchy and weird. He just never spoke and always looked angry, so I didn't really like him because he kind of scared me a bit. I have now realized that Sugar is just constantly chilling.